jumped up and I started running back, and I got to the top of the hill, and there was a tank up there on the top of the hill, and he was firing all across, and we had a machine gun that was sitting right here. And I believe that the machine gunner on that gun was this guy named Jack Hartel, who wrote the story about it, because he talks about it. He was a gunner with a 60 machine gun, and when you got to the top of the road, we on our right side and on our left side, they said, don't shoot, friendlies. And we didn't have any friendlies on either side of us. They would take Marine uniforms of the guys that they had killed, the helmets and the flak jackets, and they would put them on. And then they could speak English. A lot of them could speak real plain English, and you would know that it was no accent, And so the word came down, we have no friendlies on the right, we have no friendlies on the left. So then we opened up all over the area, and then they disappeared into the bush. Well, then they would let you back across, and no man's land. And I remember I could see the flashes from the other side coming this way. And the machine gun and the tank would open up, firing, and then they would, like small groups of us would run across and say, okay, go, Well, when I got up to run, I remember pulling my helmet down and thinking to myself, okay, here goes. And I took off. I started running. I got up in front of the tank just a little ways before I got hit. Pow! I got hit. It spun me all the way around, and I hit the ground, landed on my back. And I said, oh man, I'm hit. My mind first said, I could hear it in my mind saying, I'm hit. And then I heard it coming out of my mouth. I'm hit. And then I heard in my mind, I need help. I need help. And then I heard, Corman. And I started yelling, Corman. And that's when I heard someone say, can you move? You're taking fire. And I'm laying there on my back. And all of a sudden, I see the ground jumping up all around me and that's when I spin. And I see for the first time I'm hit, and the blood is running down my arm, and I realize that that's where I'm hit. Well, I got back up and I started running towards the tank when I got hit the second time. Bam! I didn't even know that I got hit the second time. I thought I had tripped. I hit the ground and I popped back up, and just then a rocket round went off behind me, and the concussion threw me in the air. And if it wasn't for that flak jacket, I probably would have caught a lot of that shrapnel from that explosion. I had some here in the backs of my arms that popped out when I was in the hospital. I still got a few little divots in the back of my arms from that. But as I'm laying on the ground and I open my eyes, I see these white clouds floating over me. And I think to myself, like in the cartoons, I'm going to heaven. And then I see these two hands reach out of the clouds and grab me by my flak jacket, and they start dragging me up the trail towards the tank, and then they yell, get up, where you hit? And I popped up on my feet, and that's when they said, I'm hit, my arm, I'm hit. And they said, come on, man, let's go. Well, even though I was hit in the foot, the adrenaline was flowing so much, didn't even feel it. Wasn't like nothing, So I ran back to where I had dropped off my partners, and now we're waiting for the helicopters to come in. And now I'm wounded too, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I notice that the bubbles of blood are like running all down his throat. And I look at him and I said, "Hey brother, are you alright?" And he doesn't answer me. And his head is down like this, and it's like I walk over and I pick up his head, and like it's like all bloody right here. And so I call the corpsman, Corpsman, and so he's over there tending to a bunch of people and stuff. And then when he gets a moment, he comes over there and he does a tracheotomy on him. He gets an ink pen and actually cuts here and sticks it in there because if not, he would choke on his blood. And as he's doing that, he has me hold up his feet. He says, "Elevate his feet, hold him up." And I'm standing there holding his feet, and he said, "Do you know him?" I said, "Yes." He said, talk to him. All I could think of was his girlfriend's name was Lonnie. He used to talk about her all the time. I said, brother, hang on. You're going home to Lonnie, man. You're going home to Lonnie. And then after they did that for a while, they put him on a stretcher, and then his tank drove up. So I helped with my good hand, and the other brothers helped him and put him on the tank. And then I thought, okay, the helicopter's going to come in. I'm getting out of here. It's like, tag, you've been hit. Okay, it's done. My role is done. Well, no, it's not. They're still trying to kill us.